Hi friends, welcome to Meadow Sweet Farm Fiber Arts Design Studio. My name's Bonnie and today is January 30th. Oh my gosh, it's been 30 days since I podcasted. It's 30 days since my last confession. I think it's like around, I don't know, it's like 6:30 or something like that. So it's late and I don't know how the lighting is here, what's happening, but anyway, I just wanted to come on and show you a couple things really quick, what I've been working on, and a really fun project that has completely got me immersed in. It's just like so cool. So first of all, I don't know. Welcome to Meadow Sweet Farm Fiber Arts Design Studio. My name's Bonnie. I don't know if I said that, so I'm saying it now. I think I just did. It's funny, you get rusty after a while. Anyway, I got a new camera, I got a new phone, so excuse me if I'm not looking at the right spot. I'll try to look up. Anyway, I want to show you, this is what I've been working on. This is the Stillness shawl, and this is by Helen Stewart. Let me just do this real quick. Not only am I in the middle of a row, I'm also in the middle of a stitch. How's that for the professional knitter? Okay, so let me just show you this. This has been so much fun. This really has had its challenges, but it has been so much fun. So much fun. I absolutely love knitting this. So I was a little confused in the beginning when I first started out. I've never knitted anything like this before. And as I was knitting it, I picked out the 3 colors. Then I started to even doubt my yarn choices because the brown is just a little thinner than this tan and the pink. But let me tell you what happened. There's always a dilemma. So first of all, when I got to this part right here, almost every patterned row I had to do several times. I love Helen's patterns and the way she organizes all the rows and the stitches. It's perfect for me. It's perfect for me because the longer the row is and the more patterning, I kind of get distracted a little bit and kind of forget what I'm doing, or if I'm watching TV. I can't watch TV and do this. I have to have basically absolute total silence when I'm doing something like this, because I had to keep taking it out, and I would think that I did it right, and then I would count my stitches and I was always off. And I know that if you make a mistake, it completely throws the pattern off. So but I despite the fact that this just took a lot of my brain power to do this, I love this. I love this kind of knitting where every little section is a different technique. So I'm just really excited. Now let me tell you what happened yesterday. So yesterday I carried this upstairs. I made myself a cup of coffee and I carried this upstairs, and I thought, oh, I'm just gonna sit. It's Friday morning and I'm just gonna sit and just do this and relax for a little bit with my coffee. So I had like the balls of yarn. Of course, I didn't have anything in a project bag. I just had everything in my hands and a cup of coffee. And somehow when I did something, coffee spilled all over this, and it was right in here, like a big blob of coffee, and on my yarn. I was like, no, no. Now I'm gonna have a giant coffee stain on this after I worked so hard. So I immediately dumped this in cold soapy water in a bowl, and I had one of those color something sheets, and I laid that on top of where the coffee stain was. So I laid that there, and then you can't even see it. It's completely gone. Then I did the same thing with this. I just took the whole ball and put it in soapy cold water and put one of those sheets on. I just left it there and I kept checking it. And then finally, it looked like it was gone. So then I took this wet glob and wound it into this skein, and then I just hung this up to dry. I cut everything off and hung this up to dry. So I saved it from despair. So yeah, I am really having fun. I love this so much. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm working on another hitchhiker scarf at the moment, and I've got a ton of projects that I've got in the works, but let me talk to you a little bit about the project that I'm working on right now. So I have not had my weaving mojo for quite some time, and I have my looms kind of set up, and I just really haven't had it just kind of went away for a little bit. So I subscribe to, it's an online, I want to say it's Tangled Threads, but it's through Interweave Press. And you pay for a year subscription, and you get access to handwoven magazines, you get access to piecework, spin-off, and a couple other magazines. So, and you also get videos and workshops. So I signed up for that. And I started just kind of flipping through some of the workshop videos, and Madeline Vanderhoot, who is just an incredible weaver, she's written several books, and I met her years ago. Hi Madeline, I know you're going to watch my podcast, and I know you're going to remember me, right? But anyway, I watched her. She did a workshop on overshot, and that has taken me on this, like, I have just gone nuts over this. So overshot is it's a coverlet handwoven pattern that is really and truly an American textile. Here are a few examples of some coverlets that I've collected over the years. And this one is a double weave, so this would have been probably more than 4 harness. And the same with this one, it's definitely a double weave. This pattern is called Snowballs and Pine Trees. So there's the snowballs, and let's see, I think I show a shot of the pine trees. And these were done, this looks like it was done with cotton and wool and an indigo dye for the blue, and there's the pretty pine trees. So this one has some wear on it, but it's not too bad. And here's some more snowballs. You can see that area definitely has some of the cotton has been eaten away. Now this one is called a fancy coverlet, and you can definitely see the difference. It changes from geometric designs to beautiful floral pattern. Again, you've got cotton and indigo as the blue, and this was done on a jacquard loom, which I'll share that information with you. And I'll just share with you, I'm doing a little bit of digging and trying to find out some things about the history of overshot, which I several years ago, and when I first started weaving in I think it was 1991, I was obsessed with overshot and coverlets and their history, and I volunteered at several museums to help with their coverlet collection and just started collecting so many books about coverlet patterns and coverlets. So I found my family history, my last name, Reese, is a Welsh name, and I think that I have family from Wales. So several years ago, I was on the internet, and this woman has a quilt and coverlet collection from Wales. And off the top of my head, I can't remember. Jean Jones, not Jean Jones. I don't want to say because I can't remember. If I find her name, I'll put it in the links below. But anyway, this is a coverlet from Wales, and I think I showed this before. And you can see this is a twill ground. And the really unique thing, I mean, this is what Wales considers to be a coverlet. This thing weighs a ton, and it's in two panels. So there's the one panel, there's the other. It's got a gorgeous hem that's been hand stitched. And my guess is, this is all singles hand spun, that the blue is indigo and this is most likely madder. And this is just gorgeous. I just love this piece. But this is their version of a coverlet. Now let me show you some pieces of what Americans call coverlets. Wait here, I'll be back in 1 second. I have to get one. Okay, I'm back. Now this is a linen. This is all linen, but let me see. It's overshot. So in other words, the weft, which is the yarn that goes back and forth this way on the loom, goes over 2 or 3 threads, and that's what creates the pattern. And it's so much more detailed than that when you really start examining how you get these patterns, these designs written down in a way that you can transfer this and make it a pattern on the loom. And that is what had me. How do people do this? And I have so many books on coverlets. I just bought a couple more, of course, and I'll show you the ones that I just bought, and I'll tell you a little bit about them. This is so exciting. I am having so much fun with this. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, back again. Okay, so this book I bought whenever I saw it on Amazon before it was actually released. And I think I ordered it and it came whenever it was finally published. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the woman that wrote this book, I could be wrong, I think that I worked with her on a quilt project. We were documenting quilts from Pennsylvania, southwestern Pennsylvania, and I think she was a part of that. I think she has her master's in textile history from the University of Nebraska, and that was one of the schools that I really wanted to go to, but you probably can't see her, but I think I met her. Susan Kessler Simpson, lovely lady. Well, anyway, let me show you what a coverlet looks like in here. She has done an excellent job of explaining the drawdowns and the drafts and how to add borders, and then she has all these beautiful projects. Look at that shawl. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. It's beautiful. I want to make that. But she really has done an excellent job. But you can see how those floats it shoots over. So you weave a pattern, and then you weave a tabby, which is a plain weave with another shuttle. So you're using 2 shuttles to weave this, and I will show you once I get my loom all set up. I'll take you along on the little overshot journey. I'm just smitten with this. I am having so much fun. So, of course, this just came out. This was published in 2020, and this is called Overshot, and it's the political aesthetics of woven textiles from the antebellum South and beyond. These ladies, the research that they are doing, and let me just share with you just a little bit of information. Their research, I think, is mostly in the South, and I think a lot of the coverlets that they looked at were from Georgia. So let me just read a little bit of this. So woven coverlets have appeared in several guises within the history of folk textiles. Created on 4 harness looms, coverlets made in the 19th century American South typically featured colored wool, cotton threads woven into striking geometric patterns. Although they are not as well known as other textiles and domestic objects such as quilts or furniture, these overshot coverlets are significant examples of early American material culture. In addition to being pleasing to the eye and hand, woven coverlets indexed a variety of social, political, and economic ideas that have changed over time. And since I started looking through this book, I am just writing so many questions that I have about the history of American coverlets and the connection to politics and, just like they said, economics, tradition, all these things. So with these observations in mind, but never having seen or read about the history of woven coverlets as everyday goods made or used by enslaved Africans, which I never saw any coverlets that said they were woven by slaves. We were intrigued when we saw a pair of them on display in 2012. 2 overshot coverlets were exhibited alongside pottery baskets, 2 chairs associated with slave life at the Owens Thomas House and Slave Quarters in Savannah, Georgia. We would reconsider this exhibit many times over the next several years. At first, we focused on trying to discover more about the provenance of these and other coverlets said to be made by slaves, but over the next several years, the scope of our inquiry shifted as it became clear that we had stumbled on to a set of aesthetic objects that were not only caught between art and craft, but that they were tracking over time as political objects appropriated in a series of projects that included not only enslaved workers, but poor rural mountain weavers and university-trained artists and craftsmen. So they are just analyzing coverlets from every single angle. And I think that their scholarship in this book is just tremendous. So they, like I said, I think they stayed mostly in the area of Georgia, but then they also had this exhibit, and of course I got this book too, and it's Fold, Unfold. And what they did, which is really, really cool, is they took the coverlet design and they had contemporary weavers weave their contemporary version of coverlets. And so the only stipulation that these artists had was that I believe they had to stay within a black and white medium. And so I just started reading through some of the artists and their artistic statements in here, but this is just really fascinating to me. So I will share more of this with you as things unfold. So I wanted to show you, I started to do a sample of a woven coverlet, and this is my warp, and I'm going to do just a table runner. They're about 16 inches wide, and I can make them however long I want. So I've got about 14 yards of warp. There's 362 ends, and this is getting ready to, I'll chain this off the warping board. Right there, what I'm showing you is the cross ties, and this keeps all of those 362 threads in order, so I can put those on the loom. And I will chain this off the warping board, and next time I record, I'll show you how I chain and how I set up my loom to start weaving this. So anyway, the make along that we're doing, I'm doing a quilt. It's a tied quilt, and so far I just bought the backing fabric. So next weekend I'm going to try to get that at least sewn up. So that's my plan. So I hope everybody's having a really good day. I'm only going to be on here just very quickly. I might take some pictures tomorrow and insert those of the coldness around here. We've been chopping up ice buckets and hauling water and all those happy things. So I hope you're warm, and I'm gonna go stir my soup and probably start a fire. So have a good evening. Oh, hi Mom. I haven't gotten my vaccination yet, in case you're wondering. I'm gonna get it this week though, I promise. So my mom got hers, thank goodness. So, well, take care everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. it's snowing.